What's up gamers, Coach Brandon here. Today we'll be going over the best opening clears for junglers to impact the game and turn your first clears into creating opportunities to gain an advantage and win more games. By the end of this workout, you will be able to know when you should be using a certain jungle clear path at the beginning of the game to create advantages for your team that will lead to stomping your opponents. Let's get into it. To warm up, go into the practice tool and practice full clearing with a champion of your choice. You want to be able to full clear jungle by the time the scuttle crab spawns at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Doing this will help you learn your champion mechanics when clearing the jungle and help you see if you are properly executing your first clear or not, because almost every champion in the game can full clear the jungle by the 3 minute and 30 second mark. So if you're going over that timer, you know something's wrong. The full clear is the standard you should default to if you have no better options. The benefits to fully clearing your jungle is that it is the easiest way to guarantee yourself golden experience. The downside is that you may miss certain opportunities to make plays on the map, and the fact that it takes you longer to be able to impact the map. Now that you are warm and have understood the basics of fully clearing the jungle, it is time to learn different clear styles. The first and most basic of these is the 3-camp clear. There are two basic forms of the 3-camp clear, starting at either buff, then going to the Gromp, then going to the other buff. The other version is starting on the red buff, then the Raptors, then the Gromp. The 3-camp clear is important to learn because it allows junglers to get on the map and impact their lanes early on in the game, by being the fastest way to reach level 3 in the entire game, giving you access to all of your basic abilities before the 3-minute mark. If you're able to finish your clear and impact a lane with a gank before your opponent is able to finish their clear, it puts you into an extremely advantageous position. You should use the 3-camp clear if either you or a teammate of yours has reliable crowd control abilities to lock down your opponents in lane. Example of a champion with reliable CC ability is Volibear. The basic buff Gromp variation is the easiest to execute and the safest version of it. Most champions in the game can take advantage of this strategy, especially if they do not have a fast AoE ability to kill the Raptor camp. An example of a champion that would use this variation of the 3-camp clear is Warwick. The second version is the faster version, but only if you have a reliable AoE ability. This is the red buff Raptors Gromp clear route. An example of a champion who can take advantage of this path is Volibear. After you have mastered the standard 3-camp clear path, another path that you can do is called the reverse clear. The reverse clear is important to learn because if you are playing a scaling champion like Evelynn, and you are playing against a strong early game jungler such as Volibear, you want to avoid fighting Volibear for the most part because you will lose most of the time in a straight up 1v1. The main reason for the reverse clear is that you still get your big leash from starting with your bot lane, but if you are expecting to be pathing to the same side of the map as your opponent who is stronger than you early in the game, you can reverse clear your way back to the side of the map that you started on and secure yourself one of the starting scuttle crabs instead of fighting for one and dying, and then potentially losing both of the crabs, putting you at a massive disadvantage. The other reason for this is if you're playing against a jungler who likes to invade, such as Kindred. These type of champs rely on knowing exactly where you're going to be, so using this clear will throw them off and make them waste time invading something that you had already done and left. An example of a reverse clear when you're on the blue side of the map is to start on your red buff, then go to your Krugs, then the blue buff, then the Gromp, then Wolves, then Raptors, then the Scuttle. You may get to the Scuttle Crab a little past the 3 minute and 30 second spawn time, but that is okay, as the enemy jungler should be on the other side of the map. Once you have practiced and mastered the 3 different styles of clears mentioned in this video, it is time to add to them. No matter what clear style you are starting with, it is important to constantly keep your information updated. To do this, while you are killing your camps, you should check on your lanes by either using your F keys, the buttons that are bound so that when you click on them you should see your teammate's POV, or by clicking on the minimap to see what is going on in the lanes. The jungle is all about identifying and making a plan based on what information you receive. You must improvise constantly in the jungle. Make sure you are constantly checking the map when you are clearing the jungle to look for opportunities to make an impact. It's okay to abandon your clear if you see an opportunity to make a play for your team. Always remember to constantly be checking your map and looking at your teammates. Your camps are not going anywhere. It is always more important to try and make a play than it is to just farm your camps. They will be there when you come back. Now it is time to take what you learned and execute on it. Go into a game and determine which clear you want to start the game with by taking a look at what champion you are playing compared to what the enemy is playing. If you are both junglers without any reliable CC, expect to just full clear your jungle. This is the standard 6-camp full clear, and try to clear your entire jungle by the time the scuttle crab spawns at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you're playing a jungler that is looking to scale and wants to full clear, such as a Master Yi, and you're playing against an early game jungler with CC such as a Volibear, you'll want to use the reverse clear. You want to be able to kill all of your camps and secure at least one Scuttle Crab spawn to be able to make sure you're keeping up or outpacing your opponent. If you're playing a jungler with reliable CC, such as Volibear or Vi, you should look to execute one of the 3 camp clears, depending on which one you prefer or is better for your champion, and look to get an early gank off in one of your lanes all before the Scuttle spawns at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, so that you can also look to take that after your gank. Again, I'm Coach Brandon, and today we went over many different opening jungle paths that will help you gain an edge over your opponent and help you lead your team to more wins. Always remember to stay hungry and stay humble, and I'll see you next time.